What's up with it, chocolatiers? We're here reviewing The Crow 2024. Now, The Crow 2024. A lot of debates going into this film. Everybody's like, oh, it's dog shit. They were saying this months ago, by the way, mind you. It's how biased people are. I try not to be biased. I always tell everybody, if you're new on the channel, if you're watching, if you're a biased ass motherfucker, I don't want you here. We going everywhere, every movie, every show, just like this curl, with an open mind. Okay? With that being said, it's not a good movie, by the way, so if you do want to hear this review, please stay. I'm not praising it. But I just want to say this. So, this movie is basically supposed to be like a retelling of the graphic novel. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's like they're like trying to do the movie. I'm fine with reimagining, especially when it's like a comic book or like based on a book or something like that. The problem is that the original film does it so much better, and it's so much tighter, so much better pacing, storytelling, everything. Especially like with them, having flashbacks, doing this and that. It just worked better with a film like that. This film tells everything in chronological order, which is a problem I had with the film, because when you do that, it takes forever to get to any kind of action, and it's just weird. So let me go on and get into this plot. So it's what you already know. Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs. Her character Shelly ends up running into she's in a bad way. She's with some bad folks, doing a crazy ass deal, whatever. Videotape gone wrong. She got a videotape. She got blackmailing somebody. Okay, and so she's running away. Whatever. Gets busted by the police, and she is in a rehab facility because she got busted for a bunch of drugs, or whatever. At this rehab facility, which they don't disclose why, which I'm like, clearly drug related. But still, I just wish, this is what I mean, I just wish they would have gave more. Like, I feel like this movie's missing 30 minutes, maybe 40. It's already 2 hours, but I feel like this movie should have been 2.5 hours, 3. Like, do it if you need to make a movie good. Like, a runtime is there for a reason. Do what you need to do. Cook. Like they did with the opera scene, which we'll get to that. That's a good fucking scene. While they're here, the bad guys found out where she's at, and they both escape, and this is kind of like where the romance starts. Mind you, we're already about 15, 20-ish minutes in this movie, and they're like having the romance starting, but like I promise you, they're like at her penthouse. Apparently, the guy who stayed there, that lets her stay there, all her clothes fit homeboy. He's like fucking 6'7", motherfucker, tall as hell. Bill Skarsgård, I love him to death. That motherfucker tall. He probably taller than my ass. I think I'm 6'4". Jesus, I don't stand up on camera. I sit down now. We used to stand up in the old days. Check out an older video. I used to stand up pretty tall. This motherfucker's huge. Which is also why I was excited for his Crow, unlike a lot of other people, because I was sitting there thinking, like, dude, this dude's a fucking force. Like, can you imagine this tall-ass motherfucker coming to your house, busting your shit? That's kind of scary. It's not like that at all. So, they fall in love, and this is where immediate problems happen, because even that, I saw people complaining. They were complaining, like, man, I hate that they're, like, a villain, this and that. So, the villain of the movie... Okay, I'm going to give you light spoilers right now. So if you don't want to know shit, cut off. I'm not going to spoil anything in the third act. I am going to mention the opera scene. It's very awesome, but that's in the trailer. But if you don't want any spoil, if you want to go in blind, if you're like actually excited, you want to see it, click off. If you don't give a fuck though, the whole, I guess you could call it a twist. I guess, 'cause I didn't know this was in it. So remember in the trailer, I can't think of his name, but the older man like whispers in that girl's ear, and her like eyes turn white. I remember when I saw that trailer, I was like, is that like an effect, or does this fucker have powers? He has powers. So the twist that they do is that he makes a deal with the devil, or that he did. Once again, this is something else they don't show, to just tell you. He made a deal with the devil many years ago, whatever, like I guess when he was younger. And what he does in return is that he has a like demonic voice that he can like whisper into people's ears, and it makes them, he can make you kill people or either kill yourself. And so when he does that, I'm try. It's so convoluted. So well, it's not really convoluted. Actually, I'll take that back. It's not really. It's kind of basic. Basically, when they kill themselves, they go down to hell, and in exchange for that, he gets to live forever. So he's been like alive for like centuries. He's like fucking Wolverine. It's actually that dude from X-Men Origins Wolverine. And I was kind of into that. Like, I know a lot of people were hating on it. I know it's not. I know. But for a reimagining, I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. She got dirt on him. That's why she wanted dead. I was like, okay, I'm in the motions, man. I'm getting you. You know, he's sitting over here, got these little powers. How's Eric gonna fight him? How's the Crow gonna handle this? How's the Crow gonna come into play? They gonna do something different? Like, I was ready. Like, this first 20 minutes, I was like, bro, they kind of cooking. I said 13%. I said, these bitches must have not seen Hero of the Purple Crayon. Okay? Which, by the way, y'all ain't seen that shit. Talk about this is the worst movie of the year. No, the fuck it's not. Okay? I've seen worse. Okay? I can name them off to you right fucking now. You want to go? You want to fucking go? Let's go. Hero of the Purple fucking Crayon. Fucking Borderlands. Night Swim. I'm skipping that one because y'all like that movie. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I didn't like that one a lot. Benny Safdie's brother, did he make a movie about the two girls? I don't like that one. I don't like that one either. That's on my list. That's like negative. I'm trying to think. The Watchers is worse than this movie. There's like plenty of movies that are worse than this year. Y'all need to get out more, okay? Actually, maybe you don't, because you don't need to see that shit. Save yourself. But when I was just watching this movie, I was just really sitting here, and that's why I hate previews and stuff. That's why I hate hearing things, because I try to go in unbiased, but like, it's so hard, like, when I was sitting in that theater going, oh, because I was like, oh, this isn't a piece of shit, okay. And so that's why I'm very mixed on this movie. That's why I'm leaning more on the positive side, but I'm still talking about the shitty stuff first. So before I get into the positive, you know, I'm still buying into this and that, but that's where it got shitty. It gets to about 30 minutes in the movie, and this is when they get killed. And at that point, I was like, these motherfuckers been dating like maybe a week, maybe a month. There's like a scene like where they go hang out with some people that we don't see their faces of, and they like have like one flashback where they show he gets like a tattoo done on his hand and shit. And I was kind of like, so it's like a month, or like maybe it's been a couple months. They don't really tell you, and I feel like that was a major point for me, because not only did I want you to show it, but they should have at least told it. At least be like, oh yeah, we've been together for like 6 months. This motherfucker I fell in love with in like a day, and he's like, I'll fucking die for you. It's like, oh, Pussy was like, oh shit. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, I didn't buy into that. I didn't buy into a relationship. The script doesn't help them out either, because like Bill Skarsgård is such a good fucking actor when he has a good script. And in this movie, he just doesn't have a whole lot to work with. It's just like, you know, in the third act he does, I can't really talk about that here, he does some good work, I'm not gonna lie. After the opera scene, like, there's some shit he says, there, like his final line, like he says, like there's some stuff he does. I really was like, okay, I was like, fuck with that. But everything else, like when he fights people, when he does stuff, I'm just like, okay. And now I want to get into the fights. So the fights are really fucking good, especially the opera scene. The opera scene, they were fucking cooking. Imagine if John Wick didn't wear a bulletproof vest and he couldn't fucking get shot. The action's not filmed that clean, by the way. It's not that good, but it's still pretty fucking good. It's awesome. I really liked it. He uses a sword. They do some unique kills. That's what I really liked about it too, because you gotta get unique, especially when you see all these action movies all the time. Like, there's a scene where he gets like stabbed in the chest, and he like pulls a dude up, and he goes, ah, and he like pulls him in, like his head into his chest where the sword's at. I was like, that's cool as fuck. And there's just so much like that I just really, really loved about this film, you know. But like I said, so much is about 30-40%. The rest of it is the shit where I'm like, oh, that's right, he's fighting for her. I kind of forgot about her, for being honest. Don't show her again. After she dies, we're like, okay, who cares? Like, they do like a really cool plot line where they're like, oh yeah, the mom works for him, and therefore she kind of like grew up, you know, seeing him, knowing that he's demonic, knowing all this crazy shit. And it's just like those things where I was like, oh, so you're gonna do something? No, they don't do anything with that. They don't. They don't do anything cool with that. Oh, the mom, they don't. They don't do anything. You know, I just wish that when movies like this take liberties, that they would go far, far in between, man. Like, just if you go on the deep end and change shit, just go on and fucking go for it. And they didn't. I feel like they were like, kind of, let's stop, you know. And then I want to get into his look a little bit. His look isn't that good, you know. When he finally gets like the paint and shit, I was like, that looks badass. But he's got all these tattoos like Jared Leto's Joker, and I was like, that's all I could think about. Where he's like, damage. That's all I could think about. His tattoos are a little bit cooler than Jared Leto's. I will give him that. But I don't know. Like, it was just something missing. And I think it was like the white paint and stuff. Like, there was missing shit like that. It doesn't have that aesthetic. Like, even like the city didn't feel alive. Like, there's like one scene I thought was cool where he's headed to the opera house where he's like walking past people and they kind of like gasp because like, you motherfucker carrying a sword, just like a crow fucking flying behind him. Like, no, badass shot, by the way. That's why I said the opera scene. I don't know if somebody said, move, bitch! Pushed the fucking filmographer out of the way. They said, move, bitch! They punched the cinematographer in the face. They said, yeah! Yeah! Did all that shit. And they fucking took Eric's sword. And they fucking said, director, fuck you. I'll kill you if you don't let me take this shit. They were like, oh, fuck. Let me fucking take it. And whoever fucking did that, they said, move, bitch, my seat. They locked the fuck in. They said, we're going to get this shot. They said, get the fucking extras that we paid that ain't been doing shit the whole movie. They said, get them to actually react to this fucker walking the streets carrying fucking weapons. Where's the police, by the way? Cops show up at the beginning. Where the fuck the cops? There's so much murder in this third act. Police ain't nowhere to be seen. Ain't nowhere to be seen. Just like real life, I guess. And so, he takes them out, and he's doing all this cool shit. And I was just like, this whole time I said, bro, this director is locking the fuck. Where has this been? The movie been on an hour and a half. Where the fuck have you been? Where the fuck have you been? God damn. That motherfucker locked in for one of the best scenes of the year, and it was in this movie. That's not even good. That scene was fucking good, bro. It was good. I will fucking die on this hill. That scene was awesome. He's like, oh, ping, ping, ping. They're like, pa, pa, pa. He's like, ah, 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 ah. He's doing all that. Ah, dude, it's so badass. It's so fucking cool. I was like, fuck, no. And then I have to immediately stop because, like, fuck, we're in this. We're in this world. And even like that, the early action scenes that are kind of good, they're not as good as that. That's up here. The other ones are like, you know what? They're not that shitty. They're like right here. They're still decent. There's just like a crazy scene. They dropped it online, so you might have already seen it. Where he gets into a car fight. And he falls out of the car and like vehicles run him over. And at that point, the last bit of hope that I had for this film left. Why the fuck did nobody stop? Not even a car honking. They just run this motherfucker over like, must have been a fucking bird. People passing by. Like, I get people are awful, but like, once again, that's why I always say, that's why I have been saying this review, that I wish that they would have showed the world lived in, and I wish that they would have showed, you know, how the city operated, stuff like that, because, you know, like, kind of like in the Batman, like, you didn't see, like, it's not like you saw Ma and Pa Joe go to work, but the city felt lived in, it felt real, like, even like the intro scene, you're seeing, like, the city. This movie didn't have that, like I was hoping, and so, when you show me people passing by, if you show me scenes where people are shitty as fucking the whole city, you know, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, you know, they would probably pass. I'm gonna give a fuck. But I don't buy that. Kind of like I don't buy their romance. Okay? And if I'm being dead ass, I don't know if I'm really buying action. Okay? As much as I loved it, when this motherfucker learn how to fight? Okay? Because there's a crazy scene that happens midway where they kind of change some lore shit that goes down, and this motherfucker just locks the fuck in. He goes, yeah, I can just fight, use guns, swords, I don't give a fuck. And I said, oh, so, okay. You went to boot camp or some shit when he was like, you know, when you swapping. But outside of that, though, I think that this film is okay. Like, if you do want to go see it, I don't think you'll fucking waste your money. I don't think it's a piece of shit. Like, it's got its problems, but it's not Borderlands, okay? You're not going to be sitting there going, oh, Kevin Hart, shut the fuck. You're not going to be doing that. You're going to be like, oh, that dialogue's cringy. And then after that, you go, oh, opera! Yeah! Yeah! You're when you see that, you're like, fuck yeah! And then it cuts back to kind of a mid-movie. But I think I'm going to give this movie, what we at? I think I'm at a 5.5. I'm at a 5.5. I think that's fair for this movie. I've got enough complaints, but it's just that whole ringing in the back of my head going, hey, you've seen worse. It was mid. Like, it could have been better if they would have gave us some more fucking scenes and actually, you know, didn't change everything. If it was like completely faithful, this could have been fire. I just wish they would have done that if I'm being honest. But yeah, with that, please like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.